Hello, Taurus. Welcome. This is your new moon reading for August. This is a general reading for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So it won't resonate with everyone, but take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in this story. The messages are for the greatest and highest good of whoever needs to hear them. So let's get this reading going for you, Taurus, and see what messages the universe has for all of you Taurians, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What messages, dear universe, do you have for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Universe, what messages do you have for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs at this time? All right, let's see. One more shuffle, Taurus. I'm feeling a little clumsy with these cards for you. All right. Overall energy. Do we have a card for the overall energy for our Taurus for this August 30th new moon? The new moon is in Virgo. So we got some earth energy going on for you, Taurus. What messages do you have for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Ooh, control. Sometimes with this card, Taurus, what I get is like, you feel like everything is like out of control and you are just trying your darndest to make sure everything stays under control. At times, sometimes things have to get out of control in order for control to happen. If you followed that. All right, so let's see. Anything else to go with that? Yeah, I feel like you feel like your life is just out of control. It's like you just want a sense of normalcy and it's just not happening. And it's like, oh, you got your hands down. God darn. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I mean, I think your ultimate goal is to have a sense of peace and harmony within a relationship that you have going on. And I get the feeling you're not feeling it, but it's like, why? Why am I not feeling the love? Why are you not feeling the love, Taurus? All right, let's see what else we got going on. So, I think there is something that's going on. I mean, if you're in a work situation, I don't feel like you're getting along with people. I think you're just not getting along with people in general. Maybe you just don't want to be around people. I feel like you would much rather be more solitary because that's when you're feeling more at peace. It's almost like the energy of the people around you is so intense that you shut down. Because it just feels like it doesn't matter what's happening around you. You just feel so lost and out of control. There's a real disconnect happening. And it's like you just don't understand why. Now, I do feel like you do know why. And I think you know exactly why. And I feel like your spirit, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, has been telling you what you need to do. I think everything you need to have harmony and a wonderful relationship is there. Yet I feel like you or somebody just has a real disconnect. Like you're just not on the same page. And that's why you're feeling like everything is so out of control and life is not what you ever thought it was going to be. You wanted life to be much happier. And I just feel like you're just not very happy, even though the potential is sitting right there in front of you. So, Taurus, something has to change because this is an old cycle with you. And it's something that I think not just you, everybody wants to see healed. I mean, you have to put an end to like what you're carrying around. I feel like you're bringing something from the past with you. And that's a cycle. This is your past here. That's got to change if you want to move on in a new way. But you're going to have to trust this process, because I feel like you have all the ingredients to turn things around. You know exactly what you need to do. You're very intuitive. You're very psychic at this time. It's like it's like you hear the voices in your head, but you're not paying attention to them. So I think something's got to change. Maybe there's been a lot of, I don't want to say talk, but I feel like a lot of people giving you advice and you don't like any of it because you know what you need to do. People can talk till they're blue in the face, But you're going to do what you're going to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it, because you know what you need to do. But right now, you're making, there's a lot of misunderstandings. You're feeling very alone. You know, you're feeling like you're in a cage. You're not getting along with anybody. You can't even, you don't even want to hear what people have to say, you know, and all you want is peace and love and harmony, and you're just not getting it. So I feel like you're being encouraged to do lighter things, you know, to start to see life as the glass half full rather than half empty, because you're carrying a sadness around that you continue to project, you know, and you need to be open to a new, I want to say a new thought process. You know, you need to be open to lighten up your spirit, you know, so that you can start to work with other people. So you do feel more in sync. Right now, you're feeling just so alone because it's like you don't, like you, Taurus, I'm getting, it's like people don't even understand you when you talk. And that frustrates you. You know, so maybe what you need to do is just stop, slow down, you know, pull back. You know, you don't always have to be participating. You know, if you can't be around people right now, then don't be. You know, find your own road, you know, find your own place, find what feeds your soul, that makes you happy. You know, because I think there is a whole new vision coming your way, like something that you just don't see, but you've got to change. You've got to like snap out of whatever it is that's holding you back, that's keeping you from getting along and being a part of the whole. And again, it has to do with a past issue that was never healed, you know, and it's been what you've been carrying with you, the sadness. You've got to let that go, you know, here, you've got to let that go, Taurus. It'll eat you up alive. You don't want that either. Ooh. All right, so what else do we got going on here? Anything else before we move on to another deck? Get some clarity. This new vision makes me happy, though, to see that here, because I feel like you will push through all of this. But you have to be open. You know, nobody can help you unless you want help, all right? So it's up to you, you know, because if you reach out and say, you know, I need help. I just need to talk to somebody. Maybe go to see a professional. Go to a therapist or something, you know, to help you make these changes, you know, because it's like the final piece of the puzzle for you to have this happiness that you so desire. But I like this new vision here because I feel like that's very hopeful for you. Really hopeful. And, you know, you take it slow. You know, you can't move fast. If you've been in a deep depression, you can't just open the door and say, okay, my whole life is different. It takes steps, baby steps, you know, and I think things are coming out and things are being revealed. I think you know what doesn't work and what needs to work. You know, things are going to change. I definitely see that change here. You know, you've tried everything your way and it hasn't worked, has it? You know, so now I think you need to be open, you know, to a new, different way of getting some help. Because you just want to feel good. Yeah, and you need to get out of your depression. So I see that happening. Maybe this starts to happen by the end of the month, maybe by the next new moon. You know, I think you start to see that you can break out of this pain that you have been in, truly. You know, this pain doesn't have to be. You know, there's been so much conflict and everybody has remained really guarded. There may be more than one person involved. We have two kings here. One of them could be your energy. You know, it could be you. I feel like you're the one that's a little out of sorts. This is an earth sign. You know, and the King of Pentacles, it's like you just don't care. You know, you just don't care. You know, and the King of Swords is like, but you have to care. You know, because if you want to turn things around, you've got to open up and quit pretending that everything is better than it is. You know, here I get a real sense of self-indulgence, maybe, again, self-medicating. I picked that up in an Aries reading. You know, it just, this kind of energy here, of this imbalance of, you know, I'm going to not let anybody know that things are really worse than they are. Because they are. They're not good. You know, these two together, this is somebody who's out partying and, you know, living the life of Riley, you know, and it's all fake. So I feel like things start to change. You know, quite possibly you get these new, some people come into your life that help you through this. But look, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I feel like that's you. You know, everybody can get you so far, but unless you choose to make the changes, it's not going to happen. So this High Priestess is showing you something. It's showing you how to get out of your depression. Your inner voice, twice now, your High Priestess is talking to you, going, you know what to do to snap out of this. You want to look at those as a big pack of cards. What else do we have for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Yeah, see, you feel like you're left out in the cold. You know, and that, you know, you're being left out in the cold because you're just not getting along. You know, it's like when you're depressed, it's hard to get along with people. And I'm definitely picking up a very depressed, you know, Taurus. It just feels like everything's out of control. And I think your greatest fear is that you're going to be left alone. Well, you've already made yourself alone because you can't connect, you know. So you are already alone here, you know. So maybe you need to turn to your faith. Maybe you need to, you know, trust your faith. And trust your spirit because it's talking. It's like, you know what you need to do to make changes. You know, but look, there is no movement. There is no movement, you know, until you deal, is what I'm getting. You know, this Chariot is making you look at what's holding you back. This High Priestess is showing you what is keeping you from moving forward. You know, and it's really unfortunate. But I do sense that there is the energy of somebody who has the ability to understand your sadness, your depth, and could bring a little bit of happiness. You know, because I feel like this is you more than this Queen. It's like you want to be filled with love, but boy, you are just like so upset and out of sorts. That's hard for people to talk to you right now, Taurus. It really is. And I think it's because you need to stop and look at yourself, why your life isn't giving you this peace and happiness that you want. And then you have to make a conscious decision about that. All right, so what else do we have for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Final cards of advice. Yeah, so you're being very guarded because something happened to you in the past. You know, and I feel like it's a secret. And it's the core of why you are not happy. And I think it's time for you to open up a little bit, let go a little bit, and try to, you know, I just get the sense you're not sleeping, you're not doing a lot of things that you want to do because you're so trapped in a cycle from the past that you just are having a hard time breaking free from. And it's like nobody understands you and nobody gets you. And you just don't know what to do to fix it. You know, so I think decisions have to be made about your future. You know, because there's definitely something in your life that is not working. You know, if you are married, you know, there's a real disconnect between the two of you. You know, I feel like emotions just are so out of control that the two of you can't talk. You know, it's like nobody's hearing each other, you know, and it's really unfortunate because it affects the whole family. All right, let's see. Final cards for our Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Oh, all right. So listen, Taurus. I think you need to be very careful. I get a sense that, you know, when you get angry, you get angry, you know. So I think you've got to watch the communication and how you talk to each other because it's almost like you get exposed. And being exposed makes you very vulnerable. And when you get very vulnerable, Your defense mechanism is to fight back and to yell and, I mean, really defend yourself kind of thing. But I feel like it's just a matter of time before you actually do make some decisions and shift, because how long do you really want to continue this way? How long do you want to continue? I feel like you're really depressed. You're just not feeling like you can start anything new. I mean, an empress usually feels really good. They're beautiful. They're charismatic. I mean, they rule the kingdom. You know, people admire them. And you're just not feeling it. You're just not. Instead, you're in this energy of being really angry and pissed off. And it's just a matter of time before that will come to an end in some way, some form. So this is a relationship you have to make a decision about. Because here you are, dear queen. You need to make a decision about this relationship because you are so not happy. It is not working. There could be other people involved. You know, this Queen of Swords, when she's reversed, this is a very mean-spirited type of energy. You know, and I feel like you are the only one that can turn this around. It is up to you to make these changes. And it's just a matter of time. And quite possibly a new offer comes your way that could set the tone in motion. You know, maybe some of you, if you're in a relationship, maybe you need to like be single. Take a chance and just be on your own. You know, maybe you don't, you know, get divorced, but maybe you separate. You know, and just take some space. Because, you know, it's like you don't know what else to do. Nothing you have tried has worked. You know, and you keep giving it a try and giving it a try. And it just keeps bringing you down this dead-end road. And all you want is some happiness. And it's going to require making a move. And you don't want to make this move. You don't want to take the next step that it's going to take to pull you out of whatever this cycle is, to bring you into a place of peace and harmony. But if you don't take it, the universe will step in. You know, I got to tell you, I never like it when the universe steps in. I would rather make the changes before the universe decides. You know, because right now, things are going down a really bad road for you. You know, if you might be taking a bad risk on something. And again, here's this issue of pretending everything is working when it's really not working. So I feel like either you or the universe will ultimately bring out whatever needs to happen so that there is some balance. You know, if you're, see, people are watching you. They're seeing, look at this, here's this mean spirit again. You've got to make a decision. You've got to change your ways, Taurus. It's on you. And I think, you know, the feeling of feeling like lost and on your own, it's momentary. You know, it's that moment when you actually make a change and everything is so uncertain. You'll be surprised that when you finally land, you'll probably end up in a good place. But if you keep going the way you're going, it's just going to get worse. All right? So, yeah. It's about bringing in some confidence, you know, and not fighting. And look, you know, and this has to do with your relationship. I feel like you're in a relationship, Taurus, that is really stressed. And it's really stressed because somebody's very depressed. Somebody's not being honest. Somebody is not talking about what they need to talk about. There's a deep, dark past that somebody has that they're not willing to let go of, or that they have dealt with in some kind of coping way that has kept them from really moving on, and you're just in your comfort zone. Well, that comfort zone, it's going to come to an end, Taurus, whether you will it or not. The universe, I think, is going to step in. So, happiness. Yeah, see, you've got to move away. See, I feel like you're being warned here. You know, it's like, what's going on right now is really unfortunate. And it's like, here you are, holding on to a really deep, dark secret. And you have an opportunity to move away from all of this. I think you should embrace it. You know, because again, here's this woman bringing you this cup of love. You know, it's like, you're in a lot of pain. Maybe you've been involved or you're with somebody, you know, who's cheated on you. You know, and, you know, secretly you don't want anybody to know. Or maybe you're involved with somebody who some way, you know, maybe they've been abusive. Maybe they're an alcoholic. Maybe, you know, they're strung out on drugs, you know, but I think ultimately you want to be free of all of this pain because you want a good future and you want offers of love to come your way and you want to be strong again and you don't want to lie anymore and you want to make good decisions. You know, Taurus? Ooh, that's a heavy one. I just think it's time for you to make some moves in a more positive direction. And I think you have the support of the universe to help you get that through. All right? So put down what doesn't work. You know, sometimes you don't get what you really wished for. Maybe, you know, you wanted something to work out and it didn't. You know, I think it's okay, you know, because I really feel like you have this energy of this Queen of Swords, which is like really out of control, ugly. So make a decision for your future about your relationship so that you can start to make things work and gain some balance. Because I know you don't want to walk away from this relationship, but if you continue in this vein, then the other person will walk away, right? So that's what I've got for you. Here you are, the wounded warrior. So speak the truth. Come out. Don't be afraid to voice what's really in your heart. All right. I'm going to end it there, Taurus, because this is a really heavy reading, and I think we could go on and on and on, but I think you get the crux of the message. All right. So time to make some really big changes and trust that it's all for the greatest and highest good for you. All right, Taurus. Until the next reading, blessed be. Bye now.